On the island of Soldor, there's a few branch lines that belong to some of the engines. One of them belongs to Edward. It begins at the bottom of Gordon's Hill and ends at the docks. A lot of times, he sees the mischievous twins, Bill and Ben, there. He makes sure that they behave and not cause any serious trouble, like the time when Thomas helped work for them at the clay works. He's even good friends with Buckle the diesel engine. They both help each other out and make sure that there's no confusion and delay. But whenever things get too busy for them, the Scottish twins, Donald and Douglas, come and help them. Edward may be old, but he's still a really useful engine, even if the bigger engines think he isn't all the time. But one morning, James was pulling the express and broke down when he was in the middle of the line. When Edward heard the news, he immediately rushed over to pick up the passengers.
Oh, great! The old-fashioned engine is going to continue the job for me. How splendid of you!
We've been through this 100 times already, but I at least won't need any bootlaces to keep the coaches together.
Oh, for Pete's sake, I should have seen that one coming.
Welcome to my world, you new-fashioned and yet hot-headed engine. Just watch this old-fashioned engine do the job for you.
And Edward puffed away, leaving James speechless. Edward was trying to hurry to the station to make up for lost time, but his crew wouldn't let him.
Steady, Edward. He can't be late at the station, so there's no reason to rush things along. Otherwise, you would miss something important or can cause a serious mistake.
Edward knew that his driver was right, but he still wishes that he can speed things along to be on time. But then he started to feel something strange. His joints were rocking left and right.
I'm starting to feel all wobbly, guys.
But then it immediately got worse. Edward's eyes were doing rounds of circles, and his crew was holding on to dear life.
Sweet mother, not from that. What is happening?
Before he could even find the answer, Edward all of a sudden came off the rails and landed right into a field of Fireman-Eric's vegetables. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but poor Edward felt like he let everyone down. A few minutes later, Sir Topham Hatt was having his lunch when he got a phone call from Fireman-Eric.
Hello? What? Edward into your vegetable patch? That must have been such a surprise for you. Is anyone okay? Glad to hear that. Alright, I'll send an engine to fetch Rocky to help clear the mess. No problem. Thank you for telling me, Mr. McCall. Goodbye. This is just what we need before the celebration happens.
Sir Topham Hatt had Buckle pick up Rocky and some workmen to clean up the mess. They soon arrived at the farm and immediately put Edward back onto the rails. Then Buckle coupled up to him and set off for the station. After they made it to the station, they left the coaches and Buckle dropped Edward off to the steamworks so he could be fixed. The next day, Sir Topham Hatt came to see if he was all right.
I'm okay, sir. Victor said that was my jokes that caused me to rock left to right so much to land on the field. I think it's because I was going too fast, so I wouldn't be super late with the express. But now I know that I shouldn't have done that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here right now.
I'm glad that you learned your lesson. You're all right. But as a reminder, Edward, that celebration is very close, and we can't have any more accidents while we're getting ready to have it. You understand what I mean?
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
That's a good engine. Just be careful next time. Oh, and one more thing.
He pulled out a cabbage from his pocket.
Farmer McCall told me that the next time you or your crew want any vegetables, just ask instead of running into it.
The two laughed about it, and Sir Topham Hatt drove off to his office to continue planning for the celebration.